Do I need professional help? Let's see if this atheist can make his case. I'm Ross Burns. This is the Bird's Eye View. Let's go. After my debate with Godless Engineer on whether Christians should be banned from evangelizing indigenous tribes, I was contacted by an atheist YouTuber kind enough to let me know about all of my problems. So I figured I had two pretty safe options. One, conclude that he obviously likes me a lot. And two, that he wanted to hear my thoughts in response. I'll leave the link to his channel and the original video in the description below. Be sure to check it out to get the full video because I'm not going to play the entire thing. Side note, I'm also going to be substituting some avatars along with his audio to maybe, brainstorm some ideas how he can improve his channel. Comment below which one's your favorite. So here we go.
I don't approve of banning either, because that's censorship. However, how is this a valid reason to allow it? If God can't do better than have a gospel written, or if God is an immature and sadistic being who wants this, that he should be rejected. You need professional help if you approve of this gospel and God's behavior. This isn't even a matter of rights. You are a problem and you need help.
Well, we're off to a good start. I don't think I'm the only one who sees potential for best friends here. The only question is, bracelets or t-shirts? Anyway, so he agrees with me that there shouldn't be a ban, but he thinks that the Christian gospel is so immoral that anyone who believes in it needs professional help. Let's see what else he has to say.
How is it polite to throw this psychotic document at indigenous people that tells them to submit to God or suffer undeserved consequences just because not doing so will hurt the Creator's feelings?
So it's very clear that the gentleman does not like what's contained in the Bible, and the idea of God requiring obedience and faith is an offensive one to him. However, I'm not sure what the actual issue is here. A human judge should punish criminals for breaking the law, right? Wouldn't we all be upset if a man like Larry Nassar was not punished for his crimes? Well, of course those with authority and jurisdiction should uphold justice, shouldn't they? And we've all broken God's law. We've all failed to love our neighbor as ourselves. We've all acted selfishly. So why should God not hold us accountable for our wrongdoing? A recurring theme here is the gentleman's aversion to the idea of submitting to or worshiping God. And while I appreciate his honesty in saying that even if someone could prove the Christian religion true, he wouldn't want any part of it, I would point out from the Christian perspective that every breath you've taken, every good day you've had, every good thing that's ever happened to you, every morning you've woken up, every coherent thought that you've been able to make, and every good thing you've ever done has all been from the gracious kindness of God, even though you clearly hate him. And despite all of your thanklessness, if you were to turn and repent today and trust in Jesus as your sin-bearing sacrifice, all of that would be forgiven. You'd be welcomed in as a beloved son in the kingdom.
So how are you being fair, running around telling people they need to submit to mere words on paper, or else? While you can't understand that you're wrong to accept it as a reality, even if it is.
So I would be wrong to embrace the Christian gospel, even if it was true. One question. Is that according to some objective standard of morality? Or is that according to your own personal preferences and feelings? If the former, I'd love to see it. If the latter, thank you for sharing your personal opinion.
If Christianity is teaching equality, its doctrine is that man is equally sinful and bad, not deserving anything good.
Well, not quite. Some people are certainly worse than others, though we all do fall short of God's standards. And it's true that God is not required to bless any of us. He doesn't owe us any kindness. But in human-to-human interaction, we do have inalienable human rights. I cannot harm you or your property or your family because you're sacred. However, in a naturalistic worldview, there are no such things as human rights. So you literally don't deserve any kindness from anyone. If someone harms me or my property or my family in a naturalistic worldview, they haven't actually done anything wrong. I may not like it, you may not like it, but why should the discomfort of certain descendants of shellfish matter at all?
How does the world view that everybody is born with original sin because two people whom God personally created unintentionally disobeyed him after God deliberately put a forbidden tree in their environment, only to banish them and hold everybody else responsible for seeking God's forgiveness through his human son, whom was perfect? Improve culture.
Unintentionally, though. And I do agree, the Bible clearly teaches we all fell in Adam. But I would have to wonder a couple things. If all cultures and value sets are equal, then a culture who believes in original sin is no worse than a culture who does not believe in original sin, like your culture. And secondly, I understand that you don't like the Christian gospel, but why should your personal preferences dictate international policy? And here's the last clip I'll play.
After that tangent, whatever the hell you were talking about, will you ever change your way of thinking? I'm not even talking about whether God exists or not, or if Christianity is the better moral standard. But if you can't be broken away from this immoral mindset that God should have global submission from the entire world because he is the creator and it's what he wants, and those who do not submit deserve to forever burn, then who are you to venture into other cultures to change the mind of the people? This isn't a matter of banning, but of both sanity and a fair mental playing field.
So the aspect of Christian theism that is immoral is that God expects obedience from all people, and that he will punish all disobedience? We have yet to hear any justification for the gentleman's moral opinion, but again, if all cultures are equal, and there are cultures who would have no problem with this idea, why is your cultural belief that this is immoral more true or better than another cultural belief? All of the gentleman's comments about the biblical God have been deeply misrepresentative. The idea that God is the stoic tyrant who demands submission and obedience from all his subjects or else completely ignores the biblical teachings about God's patience and grace, how kind he is to redeem any individuals out of a species that hates him in some cases and disregards him in others, and above all, the teaching that the king and judge of all the earth left his throne. He was born into the world as one of us. He was the only one who lived a perfect life, doing what we all failed to do. And rather than receive his fair and earned reward, he received a criminal's execution, taking my place and the place of many others, so that anybody who would repent of their sin and trust in Jesus' sin-bearing sacrifice would receive all of the reward and parental love that Jesus himself deserved, and would freely receive eternal happiness with God. Now I submit that that is much different than the evil tyrant the gentleman described. Now thank you for watching. If you like my flannel shirt, make sure you like this video and subscribe. It's the only way I can afford more flannel shirts. I have videos out every Thursday, and make sure you comment below. I'm Ross Burns. This was the Bird's Eye View. Hope you have a great day.